Hi guys, welcome to Nesteli. If this is your first time, welcome to Nesteli. Today we're going to do a review that I did before and I'm going to do it again. It is called Nearly All the Men in Lagos Are Mad. Let me tell you something. Okay, before I start, if you haven't already, please subscribe. Even though I suspect my telling you to subscribe is not going to work, is it going to work? I don't know. Subscribe, Sha. Or just leave a comment below if you read this book. This book, one of the things I remember liking about this book the first time I read it, which was, I don't remember, I think it was last year, was that there was nobody that did not see me reading this book and did not ask where you get this book from. What is it about? Okay, so it's a collection of, I think, 12 stories. Let me count, let me be sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, yeah. A collection of 12 stories, right, of some people and their experiences dating in Lagos. And I read it before and I remember liking it a lot. My husband read it recently and he also liked it. Even though he passed a comment that I did not know that was a comment that was an issue before. And the comment was, why is it so, why the sex scene so sexy? Do you understand? Why are they so graphic? I think that's the word. Why are the sex scenes so graphic? He couldn't understand that. And I just remember thinking, no, I don't think so. Nah. I found it on Everand, right? Everand is the new audio app that I use for reading both audio and ebooks all the time. Everand, I've used it to replace Scribd. I'll tell you guys what happened there in some other video, okay? So Everand, I found it on Everand. I found the audio on Everand, and let me tell you something. There's a major difference between reading audio and listening to audio and reading book. When I was listening to the audio, I was like, why didn't I notice how graphic these sex scenes were? I don't know, maybe mentally when I was reading, I was just jumping it. I don't know, I just thought, well, let's move this story forward. They were so, like, wow. Anyway, so the first time I talked about this book, I remember saying that my favorite story, I think I talked about 3 stories. My favorite story was the main one that the book was named after, Nearly All the Men in Lagos Are Mad. And that was when it was about a lady who had decided that Lagos people were mad. She was going to date an Oyibo person. And in trying to date the Oyibo person, he ended up, I think it was a Russian guy, who also ended up showing her shady. So, but I think what I liked about it was how much it made me laugh, because the girl took that thing very seriously. She was like, I'm going to find an Oyibo person. So every week, like, you were seeing weekly details, right? She would tell you this week she went to this restaurant to see whether she could find Oyibo people. There's one supermarket that it looks like, so every weekend she'll pack her 2 legs and go to that supermarket and carry trolley and try and buy something just so she can see if she can jam Oyibo man. I don't know, it was so funny. Then he went to one club to buy a drink or so. Then one of the man steps to her, then the guy's wife comes and tries to step, and she was like, oh boy, she packed her things and she was like, I'm out. She left. So I just remember liking that one and laughing a lot. However, I think I'm changing my mind now. I've reread it. I still like that story. However, there was this other one called give me a second. There's one. This Gigolo from Isaleko. Wow. Woo. I've forgotten the name. But this one, I really liked it because this was the story of a girl. I'm going to tell the full story, okay? Spoilers ahead. This one's about a girl who fell in love with a guy who was a mama's boy, in quotes. But it's not mama's boy the way that you know. It's a boy who is like the last. First of all, the girl is Yoruba, the boy is Igbo. So there's cultural parts. I'm Igbo, my husband is Yoruba, so I guess it's easy for me to connect to that. So at first, the issue with the situation looks like he has a difficult mom. That's why I say he's a mama's boy. He's actually not a mama's boy. Do you understand? But there are some things that have been put in place, right, that he cannot break out from, not as easily as he would like to. He will have to take major decisions. He's going to have to do some major things to be able to remove himself, but he didn't know until he fell in love with this girl. So he falls in love with this girl, brings this girl to meet his mom. Mom was like, this girl is not going to do it. He's not going to work for you. And the girl knows immediately that this woman don't like me, so she just turns and leaves. And it causes a problem to the two of them. So the guy goes and yells at the mom. I'm like, what's wrong with you, mommy? What's wrong with you? I like this girl, I love her, I want to marry her. And all that. So the mom was like, oh yeah, come and sit down. Tells the girl, come and sit down, let us talk. I wish it was one of those kind of stories where it's I take this one, I leave my son. I think that would have been so cool. But that's not what happened. The woman sat down and explained the situation to her. Told her about how that's the mom now, their father had died when they were younger, and the woman had left her job and decided to build this mess to become what it is now. And she had done it in such a way that this boy is going to run it. So the importance of legacy, the importance of bloodline, the importance of lineage, she will not do, and that was that. However, what made me like this was that the woman passed a statement. Something that's been coming to my mind a lot is where our luxuries are somewhere we don't know. She said that she talked about the war, the Biafran war that happened in Nigeria, and she said that I know you might call me tribalistic, and you may be right, but you have to understand that you have the luxury of not being tribalistic. I don't have that luxury because I saw war. I was like, okay, mommy, like I don't like you, but that hurts, right? That was a good statement. So that just made me think, okay, I like this story because it created more depth than what existed. Anyway, the girl loved the guy, or the guy loved the girl. The girl said, I'm not married. I left the girl, I left the guy, and that's how. So like that particular story ends with her running out of the house after telling boy, I really love you, but I cannot marry you. And the mother staying on the side smiling, and the boy runs after her, this thing. So that was it. So there was that story. There was another one I also liked, which was or this one I found is more like socially driven. There are actually others that were socially driven, but let me just talk about this other one. About the gay men that marry women in Nigeria. Now, if you're not Nigerian, you will know that if you're not Nigerian, in Nigeria it's illegal. I don't even know how to explain it. It's illegal to be gay. So it's against the law. It's an arrestable offense in Nigeria to be gay, to be homosexual. So what has been happening for years, like it's a very old tale. I've been hearing it since the 80s, right? Gay men marry wives to be in right social standing. Do you understand? They have good jobs, they are doing well, but they are married to their wives and they go about their business doing what they need to do. So they have lovers outside. Some are promiscuous, so they have several lovers. Some just have one person that they love, and they just stick to that relationship. And their wives are just there. So this story brings to light these women have decided to create a community for themselves. These women that are married to these gay men. Do you understand? The person that is telling the story is like the second generation. The first generation, the woman that actually started it has died now. The woman died from cancer. Her husband was also gay. And so what she did was that she made a deal with the husband, told the husband, see, you're a big boy, right? You have eyes and ears and everywhere. I don't want you going around and sleeping with men who have nothing to lose, who can blackmail you. We have a legacy to take care of. I don't know if you understand. So what this woman did was that find one person. It has to be someone that has something to lose, has family, do you understand, and has money, so that if the thing comes out, Kasala don't bust. Do you understand? So she did this with her husband. Her husband married someone else. Sorry, her husband was seeing someone else who was married to the second generation woman. So this woman that is telling the story saying, this is what happened to me, this is how I was introduced to this. So she came back one day and saw her husband with another guy. So when these men get married, the women know. It's crazy. The women know, and they just stand by and wait for the wife to come to get the memo that now my husband is ill. Then they'll just come and meet her and embrace her and tell her, so see what you're going to do. So these women, they have landed properties outside the country. So like, you have to be, that as a woman, you have to be, how do I explain it? You have to be taken care of. That's the only way. Your children must go to the schools that you insist on and all that. And since you're going to leave me alone, we're not going to stay and we're not going to be lovey-dovey. We're not going to have a good relationship. That's fine. We're not going to have a good marital relationship. But you're going to take care of me. So I'm going to have landed property, so that they sit down, talk about investments, find ways to invest, actually invest. So you stay and grow your wealth and take care of your children very well. Because these people, they have children. These men are able to sleep with their wives. I have children. They just prefer men. So I remember the first time I read it, I was very saddened by it, because I'm just like, I think it's so sad, because these are women that should have some form of, I don't know how to put it, something better should exist for them, but it doesn't exist for them because their husband is gay. And so I just remember liking that story a lot. So word of caution. If you are Yoruba, if you're Nigerian, don't listen to this book on Everard. Read it. Buy it from Roving Heights and read it. Don't listen to it. If you listen to it, you're going to be very upset. A lot of things were not said well. Interesting, some of these Lagos stories are not all written. They are not all told from the side of the woman. Some of them are told from the side of the man. There was also that one, the Gigolo in Isaleko. Wow, that story is wild. But I'm not going to get into it. But the Gigolo in Isaleko is about a friend, a guy talking about his friend, another guy. So them grew up in a home together. So it's a guy that's telling the story. So there's a guy reader, there's a female reader. The female reader it's a lot of unnecessary exaggerations and they don't do a good job. Okay, so just be careful. I'll tell you, buy the book. Try to avoid the one in Everand. Now, Damilare Cook has written another book called, I'll put the book here, I've forgotten the name, something Bomb Affairs, Bomb Currency, something like that. So, I don't know, that's it. This book is, I like it. Reading it the second time, I'm glad I read it the second time. But please, try to be cautious because it's quite graphic. That's this graphic thing we're talking about. It's quite there. It's there. There's no really from it. I don't know why I didn't notice it before. I don't know why I didn't say it before. But it's there. Okay? So until next time, if you haven't already, I know that my telling you to subscribe doesn't mean you subscribe. But thank you for thank you so much for watching the video and like. And then leave a comment below. Let me know if you read this book. I know this book is popular enough, a lot of people have read it now. So let me know what you thought about it. And thanks for watching. See you next time.